welcome back to the Triple Threat Wrestling Podcast. I'm Lucky. The boy MVP is in the house. You can find all the links in the description box below. Year in review. So don't really have a topic. We just want to talk to the people that watch this and just let you know what's going on. So been a crazy year, right, MVP?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
so go ahead. No, you first.
all right, I don't know. I haven't had a podcasting experience. I've only had like podcast listening experience.
Yeah,
And you came to me and said, "Hey, let's start a wrestling podcast," and I'm like, "Sure."
sure.
And I don't know. I watched like the first few episodes, and I cringe because it's really cringeworthy. Just to see how much we have improved throughout the episodes.
Yeah, I mean, so I wanted to start into podcasting, right? Because I was doing sports card breaks, over a
Hmm.
year ago, and I always knew I wanted to do more. So we started the sports card podcast, Gym Mint
Hmm.
10 Sports. I started that. I
Yeah.
brought in a couple of guys with me, who's Scotty and Josh. If you're watching, you know them from the Gym Mint 10 Gambling and from the two guys and a mic. And then I'm like, okay, sports cards is great. We're talking about it, but you can only talk about it so much because
Yeah.
they're sports cards. Like, unless there's a new product coming out every week, you hit that stump. So it's like, I want to do something else I'm passionate about. Like, we have the gambling, we got the sports one.
Hmm.
What am I passionate about? Wrestling. I love wrestling.
Yeah.
So then in my head, I need someone with wrestling talk. I'm like, oh, Matt, MVP. Like, there's no brainer there. The only person that might know more about wrestling than me in my life is MVP. So, um, yeah, it's been crazy. We started with the Gym at 10 page, and then
Hmm.
if you were listening, like, it just got so cluttered because you had
Yeah.
wrestling, sports cards, sports, gambling, and it's like if you're watching the channel, you don't know what is going to happen next. So
Yeah.
we started
Or
this
if
one.
the viewer was just into one podcast, they'd be like, "Oh, they can't find your stuff."
Yeah. Yeah, so and even in the playlist, like it's just more
Mhm.
clicks, right? You don't want to click. You're watching this, you don't want to click. You just want to watch, right? And that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, um, but I mean, we've grown, and now we got I'm actually going to be on Going Ringside podcast with Scott Johnson at the local station in Jacksonville. He reached out and is giving us the opportunity to promote our page on there. I got to talk about the Dudley Boys, pretty cool experience. So
Mhm.
Matt wasn't there with me because I had to anchor the ship while you were working, and stuff because we got busy lives. But hopefully that'll help grow us a little bit more. And for those watching, like that's what we want to do is grow. We're going to bring you more content. The more that we grow, the more content we're going to make, and we're going to make time for you guys. So, but yeah, no, it's been a crazy year in wrestling too.
Yeah.
So, what is some of your favorite moments that happened this year in wrestling?
Oh,
I already know what
I
number
mean,
one is.
yeah. So, I was fortunate enough to get floor seats to Survivor Series here in Chicago, and my top moment of the year, no question, CM Punk returning to the WWE,
So,
and
real quick, you got to walk me through that because you knew all night. I was like, bro, CM Punk might come back. And what did you
no,
say in
no,
your
oh
head?
no. I said no way, no, not all right. I for sure I thought okay, there's something to this because every outlet of like wrestling journalists, whatever might have you, there's there got to be some element of truth to this that he's gonna come back. So I go, okay. I didn't think it was gonna be at Survivor Series. I think maybe like he'd be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble, and maybe try to work a program leading to WrestleMania. But and especially not when you're having a return already, Randy Orton.
Yep.
So the whole night, just intermittent CM Punk chants from the crowd, and I'm just laughing because I'm like, there's going to be a lot of disappointed people here when there's no there's loud CM Punk chants, and he's not going to show.
Yeah.
You and I have discussed it. I don't know on the pod, but definitely through text messaging. How we thought things would pan out, and we both came to an agreement that we thought Randy Orton would turn on Cody Rhodes that night
Yeah.
after they win. So I'm holding my phone at the cage at the War Games cage. I'm waiting for Randy Orton to drop Cody Rhodes with an RKO, and then I you check the video out on TikTok.
Yeah. I put it on there.
I'm screaming like crazy, like a child. I don't know what's going up. I don't know what's up and down. I don't get a clear view of it because everyone's going nuts at this point. And then the only thing I do is just record the Titantron because it shows all. And I think I lost my voice that night. I called you.
You did.
On the way home, and I'm like, yo, my voice hurts right now.
So when you send me the video, right, and I have to edit it to put on TikTok, of CM Punk's return. So you're recording, waiting for Randy to drop Cody.
No, here. I'll show you how I was doing. I had one phone up to do like Snapchat, whatever, and then I had another phone. I'm like this the whole night, and then I hear the static from CM Punk's music. I go, oh my god!
Well, so so I'm watching it, and I watch it like 3 times because I'm editing it for the TikTok and YouTube shorts and all that. And so when I hear, oh my god, so in my head I'm like, why is his girlfriend so excited? Because you were with your girlfriend, and I'm like, I don't understand why she's so excited because she does not end up wrestling like we are. And I'm like, just that high pitched screaming. I'm like, oh, that's Matt. I thought it was your girlfriend, but no. So it was just a great moment. So that's a good moment. I mean, for me, one of my favorite things of the year in wrestling has been, and it's not what everyone else would pick, but I've really enjoyed Gunther's Intercontinental title reign.
Oh yes,
just because it's good. It's for the first time in so many years, good quality matches that he don't need interference with. He just handles his business, gets it done. I mean, so if you're watching right now, when was it? Monday? That he had the match with The Miz? What a banger that was. Mm-hmm. That was a great match. And I really bought into The Miz's, like the skull-crushing finale from the top rope.
Yeah.
I thought that was it. I'm like, bro, like, and the crowd is so into The Miz right now. It's great.
Yeah.
He deserves
it. So obviously Miz is best as a chicken shit heel.
Oh yeah.
But there comes a time where a crowd would like to cheer him on. So it's good to bring him along right now as a face to try to offset Gunther being the strong heel. You got to keep in mind his title reign has it superseded the creation of the World Heavyweight Championship. So for the longest time, it was the title for Raw.
Yeah.
So, and the way that Gunther just built prestige on it, and these are strong, decisive wins. This isn't like chicken shit heel where a lot of shenanigans, a lot of interference. This is like Gunther dominating and then getting his power bomb over. I don't think anyone's kicked out of the power bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well,
Miz did, but then he got knocked in with another one and is done. But yeah, no, that's my thing. Is Gunther's Intercontinental title reign has been great. Mm-hmm. We had a pretty good year in wrestling. I mean, CM Punk coming back,
the World Heavyweight Championship. I I say Seth Rollins is doing a good job building prestige to this new title that's sorely needed because Roman Reigns likes to show up every 3 months.
Yeah. Well, was he on SmackDown tonight? Spoiler
Yeah, he
alert.
was.
He
He
was okay.
was. Yeah, he was in SmackDown tonight. And then when he does, is he gonna wrestle?
Yeah, so I'm hoping he faces Randy Orton at Rumble. It's
Okay.
pointing that way. I
Yeah.
hope so. However, I told you on the last podcast, right? Like, or the Roman Reigns one we did. If they're gonna make Cody really feel like he's done something special, then he needs to start building up dominant wins to Mania. So
Okay.
he needs to beat Randy Orton on his own. No Solo, no Jimmy. He's got to do it on his own. And I
Yeah.
hope that Triple H now, because when Roman's last defense and with LA Knight and all that, Vince was still kind of lurking in the shadows.
Yeah.
Now that Triple H is fully in charge, I hope he sees that you can't just have this chicken shit undisputed
Yeah.
heavyweight champion lose to Cody, because then you just want to see the title off Roman. You don't care that Cody won it, even though
Yeah.
that will be the moment. But so yeah, he needs to beat Randy clean at Rumble is what needs to
Hmm.
happen. But we'll see if that
Yeah.
happens or not. Question for you: who's going to win the Rumble? Because for the first time, it doesn't feel cut and dry. There's a
All right.
lot of
All right.
play here.
Here, like Seth Rollins famously said, there's levels to this.
There is.
Let me bring you to my level. Okay. So we have we're being teased a Seth Rollins versus CM Punk feud. Um, I say they face off against each other at Mania. Here's the kicker: no title on the line.
Rollins and
So
Punk.
yeah, Rollins and Punk, no title on the line. Hear me out. Um, so 2020, Drew McIntyre wins the title from Brock Lesnar, no crowd, and his whole entire reign, no crowd. Um, Seth Rollins is at the point where I think he's done all he could with the title. He doesn't really need it. I say Drew McIntyre beats him.
Before Mania.
No, so they're facing off.
Day one.
Yeah, day one. Um, I say he beats Rollins at day one, and then gets a rematch at Royal Rumble, and doesn't win again. He gets frustrated, eliminates Punk from the Rumble, like screws Punk in the Rumble. That sets up their feud at Mania.
Oh, Rollins. Okay, I see it. I see it.
But then you have what are they going to do with the World Heavyweight Title at Mania? I guess you, you have a lot of ways you can go there. Because you could do no, not Jey Uso, because that they're
He's gonna
setting
face
up. And
Jimmy. Yeah.
yeah, totally. So there's a couple ways they can go. Sami Zayn, there you go. So he put Sami Zayn on the shelf because he wants some time off. Bring him back. I guess what he wins Elimination Chamber. No, no. Oh, okay. Cody. All right, so it'd be easy for Cody to win the Rumble to get back to the Mania main event, and then jump to SmackDown to get Roman because he's got to complete the story.
Right.
Um, no. What if Elimination Chamber he gets his title shot? Sami Zayn wins the Rumble, faces off against Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre put him on the shelf.
That would. You know what? I'm for it. I'm buying into it. I mean, and you
So
got to have
so
Cody win the Rumble, because if you don't want to break the brand split rules, Cody's gonna have to win the Rumble, because Rollins and Punk, they're both on Raw. They can face each other.
yeah,
You
okay.
can't just have Cody keep showing up on the other brand.
Okay. All
you
right.
know.
So Cody wins the Rumble, and then Sami Zayn wins Elimination Chamber to face Drew. You got Seth and Punk, no title. I don't at this point. Punk doesn't need a title. Maybe in the summer he could have a title feud, but he's just getting in the thick of things. Maybe he main events next year's Mania.
I have a question for you. My question is, does CM Punk face Rollins, or does he face, rumor is he might have a match with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
No, Rollins.
Rollins.
All right. If Punk, like Seth Rollins said, if Punk is a changed man, he's gonna be here for a while. So he's got time to do these things, and I don't necessarily think it's got to be at Mania where he does stuff with Stone Cold. I mean, that'd be nice, but it'll also be nice for him to get the WrestleMania main event that he never got during his first run here.
Now you got me thinking that we need to backtrack this whole conversation, because if they're promising that main event that he never got, maybe you do need the title then. Maybe.
No, that doesn't need to happen. His first major feud back.
True.
It doesn't. He's in line right now. Like the end of the line. There's so many people ahead of him.
Are you concerned at all? This is the only. I think he's changed. I think that it's cool. And
I mean, he's going down to the Performance Center every other day.
But that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm concerned about. Watching his AEW work, there was a few times he botched. And it wasn't that CM Punk that we were used to seeing. Are you nervous at all? Because you're a big CM Punk mark. Are you nervous at all of him being in a main event of Mania and botching really bad?
No.
Or do you think he'll pull it off?
I think he'll pull definitely. Pressure makes diamonds. And Punk says all the time that when he works good under pressure, and he's been talking about he needs this main event at Mania. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it's just he had to go through all of this toxicity over in AEW with EVPs that that didn't like him, to a bunch of people. I really do think he's changed. I mean, you're gonna bury the hatchet with like your enemy number one, Triple H.
Yeah,
you know, like you said, it's all about healing.
True. And then he wore a Bret Hart hoodie in front of Shawn Michaels. But
no, all right, and then Drew McIntyre gets to have a title run in front of fans, actual real fans, and albeit he's a heel this time, but I think he needs to have this because he held it down when there was no fans, and I don't know. There's a lot of people kind of wanted him to hold it until fans came back. It just didn't happen that way.
Yeah, I mean, and that sucks too, because you feed off that adrenaline, right? When you win a title, you're like, you celebrate, the crowd goes crazy, and like you're in an empty.
I mean, he got that celebration at the Rumble when he won the Rumble, and then empty Performance Center for Mania. You beat Brock Lesnar, and you're doing your pose on a turnbuckle, and there's nothing.
Yeah, that's crazy. So this is one match I want to see at Mania. I guess we're transitioning into kind of what we want to see coming into the new year here.
Yeah.
One match I would love to see. I don't necessarily think this needs the title either, but Gunther versus Brock Lesnar would be a banger.
Oh yes, it would.
The Ring
Just Im-
General versus the Beast.
Dude, just imagine like Gunther just chopping Lesnar to Kingdom Come.
Yeah, that it would be a great match, and you got to have Gunther go over for sure. At some point next year, I want to see that would be a good match too. Now we're just because okay, guys, we
Yeah.
when you're watching this, we have no notes. We're just Eminem 8 Mile. We're freestyling. So now just thoughts are coming in my head. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for the title would be banging. That would be
All
a
right.
great.
So how long does his Intercontinental title reign go?
You know what? I think that's a question that you don't put a length of time on. It's more about who's gonna take it from him, and then what
Okay.
are they gonna do with it? It's got to be the right scenario. So, like, I would not mind him doing it for another year, but you're gonna run out of opponents. You're gonna run out of, you know. So, I mean, at some point he's got to lose it, but whoever he loses it to, it can't go back to how it was. This is a very prestigious title now. So
Yeah.
you have to have that right person take it and do something special with it. So do you have any idea who that could be?
Off the top of my head, I'm going Chad Gable. That's off the top of my head.
I like it, but
He
what's
he,
the
he can get away from doing the Alpha Academy stuff and actually be a serious contender and feed off the prestige from the title and possibly get elevated himself into the main event scene.
I see, and I like Chad Gable.
Yeah.
I like his in-ring work. So hopefully that could happen. I would not mind seeing Jey Uso be that guy. Take the Intercontinental title. But it'd have to be post Mania because you got Jimmy, right? The feud
Yeah.
with Jimmy. But Jey Uso's done so great as a singles competitor right now, and he's got the crowd behind him. He needs a gold around his waist, and I think
Yeah,
that
but
the Intercontinental title it would bring the Intercontinental title kind of to a main event level. Your main event Jey Uso, right?
yeah.
I mean, you keep the prestige on it a bit. I would vote money down right now. Jey Uso should be the Intercontinental title coming off of or beating Gunther for it.
Here's my issue. He's already a contender for the world heavyweight title.
Right. But we've already mentioned so many names that it's a crowded room right now. That you could get him back to that.
Okay.
Just
All
me.
right.
Just me. Just me.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
spitballing. A little spitball.
Main event. Okay. I don't know. I was kind of looking towards people that just need a rub. He's there. Jay
Right.
Uso's there. Um, Many would argue just leaps and bounds ahead of his brother.
Oh, for sure. Jimmy feels like, you know what? They were a dominant tag team. It still will be.
Yeah.
I know they'll get back together at some point. But it feels like Jey Uso is the superstar, and
Yeah.
Jimmy Uso is like, why are you here? Like, that's for me how it feels. Like, I don't really care for Jimmy. Like, and he's great. I'm not taking that away from Jimmy Uso,
Yeah.
but it's just how it's being portrayed on TV right now. It's like Jey Uso is just leaps and bounds. Like you said, like I love watching me a Jey Uso match. But like when Jimmy's doing his stuff on when Jimmy's doing his stuff on SmackDown, you're like, stop. Like stop here.
Uh, okay, so I I can't think of anyone else who would benefit from an intercontinental. What you put it back on Ricochet?
No. No, please no. Ricochet is like the Evan Bourne of this generation. Like he's a great performer, and it's like you just can't pull the trigger to give him what he needs. But yeah, I mean that's the problem. That's the problem they have with talent is you got Gunther is so good.
Yeah.
It's like, well, who's gonna take it? Because he's the ring general. And when
Yeah.
they do take it, he needs to go straight to the main event. He's got to go for the
Or
world title.
hold on, something just came to me, and they're teasing this. Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah, they are teasing that. Do you think he's ready to carry that prestige with him?
I think he's ready to be on his own.
You don't like them as a tag team for the undisputed tag team
Oh,
titles?
him and all right. So they're they're a great tag team. You know, they've been together since NXT. Him and Giovanni Vinci. Um, I do think he does have something to offer as a singles competitor. I don't think Giovanni Vinci has anything. So that's where the disconnect happens.
I get
And
you.
I think if you really want Ludwig Kaiser to flourish, he's got to be on his own and getting the rub from the Intercontinental title. I think it'd do great things for him.
Yeah,
Or he could sink. In which case they can put them back as a tag team.
yeah, because I mean, I do think that at some point here, Judgment Day needs to drop those tag titles. Because I'm
Yeah.
more of a fan. You know what I realized? So this is way off topic. I'm watching Starcade,
Okay.
90. And you just, when you watch old wrestling, you have teams that are just tag teams, like the
Mm.
Hart Foundation, the Rockers. You got,
Yeah.
you know, I hate when, I've mentioned this before, I hate when people are just thrown together. Like Finn Balor and Damian Priest, they're part of a stable, but it's not a tag team. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Like
Yeah.
the Creed brothers,
Yeah.
I love them.
Uh huh.
That's a tag team.
Yeah.
You have, so the Imperium, I see them as a tag team. So I would love to have them still be a tag team because that tag team division needs tag teams.
Needs tag teams. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need. It feels like the tag team division right
It,
now is the lethal lottery from like
yeah.
Slamboree '94. Like you're
Like
just throwing people together, and it's like I hate that.
it doesn't need Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Even though that was a great press conference, by the way, terrific press conference. Eat, but
Yeet. Okay,
but yeah,
so um, other stuff this year. Um, Cody Rhodes failing at Mania.
yeah,
I think
that's
that
unexpected.
yeah. Oh, just a lot of disappointed, me included. And then that perfect picture where you see Cody Rhodes in the ring, just dejected. In the background, you got Roman Reigns holding up both titles.
That is a great shot.
I sent that to my girlfriend, and then she's like, "Oh, he lost."
Oh, he lost. That's definitely not the person in the CM Punk video. Oh my god! Oh my god!
You won't
But,
let that down. I don't
oh
expect you
no,
to.
no, I love it. I probably would have been the same way. But what is that? I did like what Seth Rollins brought to the World Heavyweight Championship as well. Like you said earlier,
Yeah,
that's another good spot for the year because I mean,
yeah,
having a world champion there every week and the crowd is chanting this theme song.
yeah,
Whoa, whoa!
yeah.
It's really
Definitely
good.
the workhorse of the WWE.
Oh yeah, he
Definitely.
deserves his flowers for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why like that promo he did with Punk, it really hit because he's
Well,
like,
it was real.
yeah,
I really do think he hates Punk, but when there's money to be made, you can put your hate aside.
that is what is wrong with AEW. Had the Young Bucks and all that, or I don't follow AEW as much. The who was beefing with Punk, the
Young
Kenny,
Bucks, Kenny
yeah,
Omega,
Young Bucks, right?
Hangman Page.
So like if they could have just done what Rollins did, okay, let's do business. I don't like
Yeah,
you. I hate your guts, but it's going to make me rich
yeah, yeah,
because of how real it is. That
yeah,
is what Rollins is doing with Punk, and they are going to make so much money from that feud because people are going to want to watch to see that match, at Mania.
And then, like Punk said when he came back, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. That's how
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
work is work. I go to
yeah,
work.
yeah,
I don't go there to
yeah.
hope that these people like me. I have a
No, oh,
job to
absolutely
do.
not.
I get paid to do the
Yeah,
job. I leave.
yeah.
Wrestling is no different. That is their job.
No. Uh huh.
I don't have to get along with you. But if me and you
Yeah.
could put something together that's special and make
Uh-huh.
money on it, I'm working with you. And let's get it done. Right.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a must-see match for sure.
Not show friends, it's show business.
hmm So, but yeah, no, talked about some stuff we liked from the year, what we hope to see next year. And if you're watching and you're subscribed, we really appreciate you truly from the bottom of our heart. We're trying to grow, trying to do special things with you guys, do a lot more content. Make sure you
Yeah.
subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I will post the link to the Going Ringside podcast so everyone could
Mhm.
see me talk about the Dudleys on there.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
That'll be you have no idea what's coming because you didn't even get to see it yet.
No,
But
no, I'm excited for it, man.
yeah, so I'll post that. And then I did do a second interview with him, and that's going to be a few weeks after. But Ming Haku, I talked about Ming and Haku. Well, Ming is Haku, but anyway,
Yeah.
I talked about Ming and the Haku character. So I'll drop all those stuff, all the stuff in the comments. So leave your stuff in the comments. What did you like from anything you've seen from our channel or the wrestling in general? We love the comments. We love to reply to them.
Mhm.
Just we don't know much about the territory days, so just kind of we'll leave that. But all right, MVP. We'll see you next year.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.